Thank you so much for doing this.
Absolutely, my
Yes, thank
pleasure.
We are very
you.
excited. I'm David. This is Grace.
Hello.
No, we were saying we saw you, I guess it was a couple months ago now. We went to that Whatever Happened to Baby J reading that you did at the Dynasty typewriter. That was so
Yes, yes,
fun.
yes, yes. That was really, really fun. We had a good time. I'm trying to remember because I did like three shows there. The reading that we did, what night was that? Was it a Thursday?
Maybe it
I
was like
just I just
you,
remember that we had
Juicy.
it was yeah, it was everybody had we were like, "Hi, nice to meet you. Shall we go do a show?"
Uh-huh.
And it was so much fun. We just got
It
to
was
be
really fun to
silly and
watch.
ridiculous. Yeah, yeah, it was great.
But we always like to start and like go back, and we would love to hear about when you knew that you wanted to be in the entertainment industry. Were you like that kid that was just always like entertaining your family,
Mhm.
putting on shows?
I was the kid that in my first dance recital, which my mom had signed me up for like dance classes because I loved dancing and all that kind of stuff. So I was like three-ish,
Okay.
maybe even a little younger for the dance recital. Anyway, somewhere around three. And I was dressed as a Cabbage Patch Kid. You're welcome, because that was what our dance was to some Cabbage Patch
Mhm.
song. That
Uh-huh.
tells you just how early 80s this was.
Yes.
Um, and apparently I was in like the second row, like we were kind of, staggered. And I just thought that the girls in the front were not doing the job that needed to be done. And so I just kind of wormed my way like up to the front
Mhm.
and was like just hamming it up, had the best time. And my mom was like, I think she really likes this. So, it started with dance classes. And then it was like, oh, let's do some, little pageants and like print work stuff. And, it was fun. I loved modeling. I said I wanted to be a modeler when I saw people on TV because that was what I called them was modeler.
That's so cute.
Um, and so yeah,
That's
when I
so
was just
cute. Yeah.
really young, I loved performing, I loved entertaining, I loved music and dance and laughter and yeah, I just knew like I loved like being on stage.
Oh, I love that. I love whatever people just know.
Yeah, it's just like it's always been innately part of who I am. Even, when I have gone through breaks or not done it as much, like it's still just I never feel more at home than I do on set. Like I'm just like,
Hmm.
oh yeah, this is the chaos I
Mhm.
know,
Yeah.
What types of dance did you do? Because I also grew up dancing. Did you do a
Oh, I
variety?
did. I mean, I did the top three, the jazz tap ballet combo.
Hmm.
Yeah, that was pretty
Yeah.
much what I did. And then stuck with like jazz mostly, like competition teams and stuff. But I didn't. I mean, I couldn't do a lot of competition and recital stuff just because I was working.
Sure.
So, but a lot of
Yeah.
my other like the
Yeah.
girls that I danced with at my dance studio, they were the ones that would come on and dance with Stephanie when there was like a group number.
Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So,
that's great.
what kind did you do?
I did the same. It was always started with the tap jazz ballet, but when I was
Right.
got a bit older in competition team, like modern and lyrical
Right,
got
modern and
really
lyrical. Yeah, yeah,
big.
yeah. The kind where you throw yourself
Yeah.
on the floor and everything's dramatic and you look like
Oh.
your soul's being sucked out of your
Hmm.
body. Yeah,
Oh.
I had a
it is.
dance.
That's the like modern dance,
It's
basically.
Okay.
no,
Yeah.
David, I had a dance. It was called, I think it was called Butterfly, but we were all like a part of a cocoon,
Right, right.
some sort of cocoon, and we started in a ball and we would like morph our bodies and come
Yeah, yeah,
out of
yeah.
it and eventually turn into butterflies
Yeah.
to paint a little picture
Yeah, yeah.
That
what
would
it
be
looked like.
beautiful.
Modern dance can be
Yeah.
really beautiful, or it can be that performance of the dude's neighbor in The Big Lebowski, where I don't know if you guys know
Uh-huh.
that,
Yeah.
where he's like,
Hmm.
Yeah.
ah, yeah.
Just like that.
It can go
One or the
either
other.
way. Hmm.
Yes. Oh yeah.
There's no
And
middle
there,
ground. No middle ground
yeah.
with it. Yeah.
So then you started then in commercials first, right?
I did. I started doing commercials around four, after I'd done like some of the print and all that. I started reading at a really early age. So, most of the time they don't really want kids at like 4 or 5 that aren't twins,
Mm.
or because
Oh, I guess
they
that makes
want or they
sense.
want older, like a 6-year-old to play a 4-year-old or something because they can read.
Hmm.
Well, I was 4 and could totally read, so I could go into an audition and read the script that they'd hand me something, be like, wait, you can read it? It was like,
You're like, yeah, I'm
you know,
smart.
like, well, it was my agent when I first got my agent. That was the thing. She was like, you walked in and you did this little thing. She said, and then I handed you a script and you read it back to me. And she said, I was not expecting that. But yeah, I started doing commercials, Sizzler, Oscar Mayer hot dog commercial. Yeah,
Iconic.
a couple other ones, but like it moved pretty quickly from like a few commercials and doing that to auditioning for like television. And I one of my first auditions and my very first TV job on a show was I was 4.5, and it was on Valerie
Hmm.
with Jason Bateman and Jeremy Licht and Danny Ponce, and of course Valerie Harper. So that was I actually have that picture right here. It's me and
Oh,
Jason.
cool.
Um, anyway, that was my first like TV gig. And then I got Full House from doing that. So like I didn't have to audition for Full House. I actually was cast from doing this other show because it was the same producers. So yeah, it was like, and then that was it. You know what I mean? Like it kind of happened real quick and then set itself off on
You're
its
just like, this acting thing's so easy, you guys.
Hmm.
I know I'm such an
Yeah, why is
asshole.
everyone
Like
saying it's
you know what I
hard?
mean? Like I know that people here and they're like, "Oh, you didn't even audition," and I'm like, I
It
don't
just
know.
worked.
Not your
It's
It just
how it
fault.
worked.
worked.
I was supposed to be here, I guess.
Yeah, it was meant to be.
But no, and as an adult, I know it's not. And even as a kid, I
Yeah.
definitely knew it's not easy. I
Yeah.
just happened to fall into it quickly. But yeah, I kind of, just stumbled my way into being on a television show that 40 years later people seem to
Here, we're
still
still
care
talking
about, which
about it.
is
Yeah.
shocking. Yeah.
Mm,
So,
yeah.
and there's not a day that goes by that I'm not like, how could
Oh,
oh my God. Like, truthfully,
You
like
just don't
so
question it.
grateful and so just
Yeah.
like, this is really cool.
hmm.
Just that
Yeah.
it's lasted this long. It means a lot.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah. When you were brought on, was the cast already solidified? Did they
I was
have
the first
everybody?
person cast.
Very first.
Yeah. Because it was pretty early in pre-production. And it was just Jeff saw me and was like, "That's Stephanie. That's Stephanie.
Oh,
Like, that's it." Um, and so yeah, so it was. I was the first one cast, and then yeah, and then we had our first table read. I don't even remember when. Sometime in 1980, early 1987, February maybe.
hmm.
So I had like just turned 5.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
Yeah.
so since you were the first one cast, did you have to do a lot of like chemistry reads with any other actors, or everyone else just
No,
got cast separately?
that wasn't like, especially for a pilot, like back then, a family, like it wasn't,
Hmm.
you know what I mean? They weren't, it was like chemistry reads and whatever. I mean, Alf got made, for God's sakes. I love Alf. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. I know. I
Alien
know.
from Melmac. I love
Uh-huh.
you. But I don't think it was as hard to get a television show made, back then. I think
Uh-huh.
parameters were a little wider. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, so, we all wound up like, we did the first pilot without Bob
Right.
Saget.
Right.
And then Bob became available and Jeff Franklin like fought Lorimar and was like, "We are doing another pilot." And they were like, "We just spent millions of dollars." You know what I mean? Like
He was like, spend a
nobody
few
wants
more.
Spend a few.
right.
We need
No,
one more.
no company is like, "Oh yeah, let's just trash that and do it
Uh-huh.
all over again." But this time more expensive. You know, and so it was like he really fought for it and I mean, he knew what he was doing.
It,
Hmm.
There
it
was only
worked.
one Danny Tanner, and
Yeah.
that chemistry just locked everybody together.
Yeah. Do you remember the moment that it was kind of hit you like, oh, we're on to something? Was it quick? Was the
No,
success
I was
quick
a
for you
kid. I had
guys?
no idea what I was doing. I was having fun. I was playing pretend. I was, taking a nap in the car on the way home. And then it
Hmm.
was like, yay, I get to do it all over again. I never really would like, I was also not super impressed or like awestruck at being on TV or being in
Mm.
like it was what I did and it was fun, but I was never like I'm on TV.
I'm
I was
famous.
never that
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah.
And so I was always like shocked as more and more people would recognize me, I guess. By the time I was like 8, I was like, "Oh, okay, this is a thing."
Hmm.
Just
Hmm.
because I wasn't a big TV watcher necessarily. So, and I was working Friday nights shooting a show that was then airing. I wasn't watching it. So I was like, wow, I guess guess it's going well, like
We're still here.
busy.
True. Yeah.
Right.
True.
But you kind of, and I think also because I had just always done it. Like I had done it since I was, 3.5. I'd been performing. Like it was like, this is just life. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but it was, that was obviously like as the show went on, it was more and more like, oh wow, this is like a really big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grace and I met. We both used to give tours at the Warner Brothers lot, so we loved that lot.
Yeah.
Was it?
Oh my gosh, that's
Was
awesome.
it super fun as a kid to like be on that lot? Like, were you like into like exploring?
Well, the first 6 years we were actually on the Sony lot. We did the last 2 seasons on Warner Brothers
Right.
and all of Fuller House on Warner Brothers, but we did the first 6 seasons at Sony, which at that time was MGM. So this is the home of Wizard of Oz and Raising Citizen Kane and like the historic studios. We actually shot the pilot episode of Full House on the big studio, the big stage on 19, I think, and I don't know. I think none of the other stages were available or something because this is a giant stage, like not one that a normal sitcom would get. We shot the pilot in and that was it. We were like over in a corner, but that was where they did the original Poppy Field scene in The Wizard of Oz.
That's so cool.
Oh, cool.
And I got to go be fitted for costumes, if there was like a special dance costume or something in the wardrobe department that had been there since the 30s by, Wilma, the head seamstress, who had been there probably since the 30s. You know what I mean? Like it was like constantly just rich and interesting. And we got to go tour other sets and, saw the Dracula set and, Gary Oldman walking around and just, cool stuff. Like as a kid, you're like, this is pretty neat.
Yeah.
Like this. Being on the Warner Brothers lot was awesome. I mean, that's kind of where I remember being home because it was like the last couple seasons. So like for me, that's where I said goodbye to the show. That actually was kind of where I was really attached to it, like to that stage, which was where, of course, we came back and got to do Fuller House on that same stage.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And so Stephanie is one of my favorite characters, and she had so many little like catchphrases and little like mannerisms that were very specific to her. Were any of them based off of you as like who you really are, or were they more written for her?
I mean, they wrote for me, but they knew I could deliver the sarcasm or the humor or the timing of it, So I remember Lenny Rips, one of our writers who actually came up with How Rude, I believe. We had him on the podcast, How Rude Tanneritos, and we were talking to him, and he said it was just so fun to write for you. He was like, you were like this tiny little Phyllis Diller. He's like, we could make anything come out of your mouth and it would be funny, And so I think that was, they just Steph was a fun character to write for. She was a little sassy. She was kind of a know-it-all, but she was cute and fun. And, I think she just sort of happened to come by these, How Rude and Pin a Rose on Your Nose, because the level of sarcasm just with stuff.
Oh yeah, and from like a little girl as well.
Oh yeah, and
really
that was, and I was, I that's kind of same, So I think a lot of it over the years, we always said like we weren't sure where our characters ended and where we began. You know what I mean? Because they were really informed by us and who we were as kids. Like they wrote to that. And then sometimes you were like, oh, am I acting like Stephanie or is Stephanie acting like me?
Which I feel like is why the show worked so well.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It was just so natural watching you all together and especially over all those years of doing it, you probably do just, your mind blends it all. Just become one.
And we each of us were our characters in a way. And so like we just kind of got to be, other than I would say Andrea Barber, who is so unlike Kimmy. But at the same time, she's like, yeah, but this inner person gets to come out and play.
Yeah, had to be so fun.
Oh, yeah.
The whole cast was very similar to their characters. And we clicked in a way that a lot of casts don't, that a lot of friends don't. Like it's very hard to find people especially that you are young with and then are an adult with, that you still connect to just as much. You know, that
Yeah.
really only happens with like your family or people that you have grown up with. And that's exactly what, you know, the Full House cast is to me.
Yeah.
And we just, yeah, we're like obnoxiously together and having fun.
Yeah. And you were also surrounded by so many adults who were comedians, really funny, big personalities.
Yeah, yeah.
Who would you say was the biggest influence on you
Oh,
and even your sense of humor from
Bob,
working on
for
the
sure.
show?
Bob.
For sure,
Bob.
Bob. Yeah, I am dark and I make just a really inappropriate joke. It'll be funny, but I'll find out who my people. You know what I mean? You'll be like, oh, that's
Yeah, who
people
it's gonna
either
land
laugh or be
with.
like horrified. My
Yeah.
mom for a
Yeah,
long
yeah.
time was horrified.
Oh no.
But no, I just, you know, Bob and Dave and John, but Bob and Dave especially were just always on. They were always on. They were always being funny. And Bob's brain, I found like, even as a kid, I was like, oh, your brain moves like mine does. Like 1,000 miles an hour. You're taking in everything. You're able to observe and make jokes about things. Like that was just Bob. And yeah, I literally absorbed their sense of humor, for better or worse. We were actually at the con last weekend? It's been a blur, with the whole cast. And
Yeah.
Andrea told me, she said, I was sitting there with Lori, and Lori leans over to me and she goes, my God, I did not realize just how much Bob and Dave imprinted on Jodie. Like she is them. Like she is just as wildly
Oh,
inappropriate and funny. And I was like, oh, thank you.
I was gonna
you
Yeah.
really
say,
are like a
Yeah, it was
family.
great. But no, it
Yeah.
really, I mean, you know, even in photos and everything, like Bob and I love to sit around Bob and laugh,
Mm,
you know, and it's,
Yeah.
I think it really did shape a lot of my humor. I'd say
mm.
Bob and Dave, the Muppets, sure,
Yep, throw them in there.
shaped my humor
Hmm.
because just funny, silly comedy. And yeah, I don't know, but like definitely those two.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hmm.
Lucille Ball and yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
definitely that sort of fun. Like those, as even as a kid, those are the people that like I watched and was like, oh, that's funny.
That's
Okay.
yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, I
Hmm.
love that. Speaking of that con, I saw the clip of there was like a fan who went up to the mic and said that like he didn't have a dad growing up and that he kind of viewed like the cast of Full House
Yeah,
as
yeah,
like his
yeah. He was
parent
like, you
figure.
guys, Danny and Jesse and Joey were like you guys were like my dad because I didn't, you know, my dad wasn't really in the picture, and you guys are my father. And John got up and hugged him. I mean,
Oh,
you know, we get to have these really special moments with Full House and Fuller House, but as a cast, like there's something about the show that reaches people in a different way than any other show or sitcom,
hmm,
or you know, it taps into like something very important
yeah.
in a lot of people's
Mm.
lives, in a way that they kind of can't describe, but in a way that is deeply personal about family and what family means, and you know where they were as a kid and all this kind of stuff.
Hmm.
So we get these amazing stories like this all the time, where it's like someone comes through and just shares this incredible story, and then everybody's crying at the table
Oh,
because
sure.
it's they're like, you have no idea what this show did for me, what these characters did for me. And it's, you know, it's like this immense sense of gratitude washes over you, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that like this fun, silly little family show, you know, that critics hated, that played violins at every sappy moment, like it meant something, you
Yeah,
know.
Hmm.
So
definitely.
it's pretty cool to have to be able to have so many of those moments, because there's not a lot of work that you do, even in, you know, television and stuff, that gets that level of uh, excitement, you know, and that has sustained it for a really long time. So it's, yeah, Full House is some weird, special little anomaly of a show that captured a time and space and a generation of people, I guess.
Yeah.
It's
I
so
don't know.
true.
It is. And I mean, it also, because it went on for so long, no doubt there's an episode that every single person can relate to in some way, or some
Oh, for
family
sure.
dynamic that they could see themselves in. And that stuff
Absolutely.
really, really sticks with people for
Absolutely.
years.
And I,
Hmm.
you know, I had a lot of kids because I was like 5 to 13 on the show. So it was like all of elementary and middle school, right? So kind of your
Yeah.
big formative
Yeah.
Big
years.
times. Yeah.
Um, you know, so many people were like, I grew up with you. And Steph was really the one kid that got to go through that whole, like, you watched her
All the
go from,
stages.
you know, kind of all stages. Like Michelle only got up to like whatever, eight, maybe second, third grade,
Yeah.
you know, and DJ was graduated, but you only really ever saw her like So it was like Steph was kind of this character that people grew alongside year by year. And, you know, they were like, it just, she really connected with people. It was always, it meant so much to me that people were like, oh, and then when I got glasses, and then when this happened to me, and then
Yeah.
when my friend was this, you know, there was a lot of, Steph had a lot of lessons and a lot of, she had like some of the more complex, interesting storylines too,
Yeah.
you know, sometimes. I mean, as complex as Full House can get, don't get me
Sure.
wrong.
Yeah.
But you know
I
what I mean? But
know.
like, you know, Steph having to go to therapy after the earthquake episode and
Hmm.
dealing with her friend being abused and sticking up for bullying and, you know, smoking cigarettes with Gia, you know, I mean, but
Oh,
all of those
yeah.
things that like, that's literally growing up, you know,
Yeah.
all
It
of
was
it.
very
So,
real.
yeah.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
feel like there's been several people we've talked to on this podcast that kind of told us that they like had a time in their lives where they just wanted people to forget that they were even in a show. Did you ever
Absolutely.
go through that? Did you ever want to be separated from Stephanie?
Of course, mostly, you know, right after it ended and I was in high school, you know,
Mhm.
I was like, just please, God, let me just like I both wanted to still continue performing, but I also just wanted to like melt into the wallpaper. That was
Mhm.
very like it was
Hmm.
this, I didn't know which way to go with it. You know, I didn't want to be like seen, but I wanted to still like just be normal. And yeah, I'd say for a long time. And you know, I would still audition and I knew I could do, you know, more than what Full House, you know, was specifically as sitcom work. But you know, you'd go into an audition and they'd be like, oh my God, can you say how rude? Okay, cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
And then you'd be like,
Oh,
okay. And then my dad, you're like, where do I go
yeah.
from that? Like, I
yeah.
can't go right into
Yeah.
this emotional script that you've given me. So it's like, you know, you kind of go like, oh my God, like I just am, I'm not that person, you know? And then I think like anything does, you get perspective and appreciation, you know?
Mhm.
And I'd say by the time I was like done with school really, and like, well, probably like my mid 20s, once I had a little bit of a understanding of what it was like to, you know, live in the normal world
Sure.
and be able
Hmm.
to exist side by side with Steph, I was like, okay, I think we can be friends.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now
Yes.
I love her, you know. And it's not like I
Yeah.
ever didn't love her. I just, you know, I know John went through it, that Bob went through it. It was like, well, what's the most far away thing that I can do from Full House, you know? And that's, I think we all kind of went through it.
Well, you even touched on it a little bit. You were playing definitely at super developmental years for anybody. Like when your brain is just firing and you're figuring out who
Oh
you
yeah, yeah,
are,
for sure.
you're figuring out who you are by while also really full-time publicly playing somebody else. I can't
Yeah,
imagine kind of how that makes your brain spin.
yeah, it was a very like, you know, that sense of self was always I think something that I struggled with and something that now like I'm so settled into, especially in the last like 5 years. Um
Good.
that
Yeah.
it's just like, oh, okay, all of that bullshit and stress and whatever, and you know, who am I? Like it
Yeah.
was worth it because I finally found it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We all go through that. It's when you look back
Exactly.
on
And we
things when
all
you're
go through it
older,
and
you're
we
like,
all and
yeah.
and I had a layer of being on TV about it and I had a layer of being adopted on it and I had, you
Hmm.
know, all of these things of like, well, what does all of that mixed together make me?
Yeah.
Um
Yeah.
That's a
and
lot
it
to
turns out
process for any teenager.
right, that's hard for
Yes.
anybody. And it turns out it just makes me like human.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that was
Surprise.
it. It
Yeah.
really It just
Oh,
makes me
it's so
another human being
messy.
with an interesting, complicated story.
Hmm.
Welcome.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, what was it like then getting to play Stephanie as an adult? Like with Fuller House, did you get to have more of a say on like where you thought Stephanie would be?
For sure, for sure. It was just like the overall experience of doing Fuller House and getting to come back and do this show with these people that, at 13 years old, I didn't realize it, but I was grieving losing them in my
Mm,
everyday life. I never thought in a million years we would get to come back and do it all over again. And so
mm,
the whole thing was just like, what are we doing it? But it was such a really great experience because I never wanted to quit acting. But I had a normal job. I worked in treatment, and somebody got to pay the bills.
Yeah.
And so when they started pitching Fuller House, Candace, Andrea, and myself were in all the pitch meetings with Jeff Franklin and John Stamos. So we had kind of been in it from the beginning as far as being able to shape who these characters were. And it was fun because Steph just got to kind of move into the Uncle Jesse role in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And so John and I had so much fun
yeah.
with that. And Jesse and Steph were always this like fun little duo. So yeah, we each got a say in who we thought these women had become, why they, were reconnected, and we were really fortunate that our writers and producers usually listened to us.
Mm.
Except for this one episode that I hated where I was arguing with a clown, but whatever.
Oh no.
Oh no.
But we're not bitter.
It's
We're not
already.
we're not
No,
upset
not
about
Yeah.
better,
it.
not better. No, it could have been a baby shower episode, but no, 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 no. We should argue with the clown.
Arguing with the clown.
Literally.
I feel like I
Yes,
have to
yeah.
put my foot down a little bit.
I tried.
This one
I
is not
tried.
tried.
Yeah,
happening.
yeah, yeah. I
The,
stumped.
the clown's still there.
Through the floor, and they were like, "Still the clown." Yeah.
That's so funny. Yeah, I have to say I was at the first ever taping that you guys did for
Oh
season
yeah.
one, which really was the second episode, but it was just
Right. Yeah.
being there and like I remember the screen lifting and revealing the set. Like still get goosebumps thinking about it.
The
It was so
couch
cool.
got a 5-minute standing ovation.
It
You
really
know what I
did.
mean? Like,
What a couch. Go
what a
on.
couch! Like, second only probably to Archie Bunker's chair. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
as far as or Fraser's that you like, such a set piece.
Yeah.
Like
Hmm.
the blue check couch, everybody knows. Like,
Everyone knows.
Oh yeah.
you know what that is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, yeah, it was like, I mean, that was such an exciting night to like get to do it all over again. And it was also terrifying because I was like, do I still know how to ride this bike? Like,
Sure.
Oh God, I
you
can't
know, oh
imagine.
my gosh. But I did, and I just went flying, and it was great. And I was like,
Hmm.
oh, okay, I'm home again.
Yeah, you all fell right
That's
back
it. This
in.
is the thing that I've been, yeah. And then, like I said, having this perspective of appreciation for getting to bring this show and these characters back.
Mhm.
I think only could have happened once all of us had some time away from it.
Yeah.
And then we all got to go, wait, actually, guys, I think that was pretty cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we should do this
Yeah.
again. Yeah. So, it really was a whole different experience as an adult to get to have input and give notes and direct an episode and, stand up for things that I really, really wanted in to be written in or whatever. It was fun. And I didn't have to do school when I wasn't,
Hey.
in a
Oh,
scene, which
great.
was
That's a
so
nice
great. Yeah.
plus.
Yeah. I actually got to hang out with the funny people like on set. That was all I wanted to do as a kid. I didn't want
Mhm.
like in between. I know I had to go do school, but I just wanted to hang out on set because I knew Bob and Dave. They were just laughing. They were just
Mhm.
cracking up, and that was all I wanted to do. Yeah. So
Oh
definitely hid from
yeah.
my teacher a few times. And he's like, "Get to school."
Just it's like we can't
I was
find her
like, I'm
again.
working on
Jodie
my
is
comedy
gone.
routine. Okay?
Yeah.
This is gonna pay off eventually.
Yeah, you're working on
Yeah.
your craft.
Yeah. No,
Yes,
she's like, you need to work on your geometry. Let's go.
No, oh God, not geometry. Um, was anybody like a big prankster on set, or did no one really fall into that?
No one fell into that category other than the fact that Dave farted non-stop. It's a joke. It's constant. Like it's constant, and he makes a joke out of it. He and Bob had like third grade boy humor. Truly.
Oh my
Toilet
God.
humor, like fart jokes, never funnier. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? Like, so Dave would do stuff like that when you're literally like standing to start a scene, and he would just, and you're like, oh my God. And because you can't move. She's like, we're doing the
You're
scene.
stuck.
No, I
Right.
would lose it.
Like
I
John's
can't.
joke was
Farts get
always
me
that
every
Ashley
time.
Mary Kate would have been a lot taller, but they were just right at that level. So it stunted their growth.
It
Yeah,
just,
it's
they had way too many farts
yeah,
to the
yeah. But no,
face.
I mean, we would be silly with each other, but I don't know like pranks necessarily.
Okay.
Fuller, we did a couple
Yeah.
Yeah.
between me and Andrea. But yeah, not really so much on Full House. At least not amongst the kids. The
Fair.
adults, the
Fair.
The
adults might have been
kids.
doing all
Yeah.
kinds of
Yeah.
things. And from the stories I've heard now, I'm like, oh, they were.
Yeah.
So yeah, they were
Yeah.
getting each other for
It
all
just went
kinds.
over your head.
Yeah, it was stuff that happened on the off hours that I was not a part of, and now I'm like, you guys went where,
Yeah.
did what, and with who? Right.
I was gonna say it's like whenever you're a kid and you find out like your teachers are actually going out to bars and things like
Right,
that.
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Or that your parents are actually people, you know,
Yeah.
like, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh wow, you have a whole life. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And between Full House and Fuller House, I'm sure you get asked this all the time, but do you have a favorite episode that was your favorite to film?
Oh man, I mean, favorite to film and favorite episode are
Okay,
probably
we'll
different.
split them.
Favorite
Yeah. Split them.
favorite to film was definitely Disney World.
Oh, I
Because
love
I'm
that
a
episode.
Yes. Yes.
I'm a huge Disney nerd, as is John. And so like we got to shoot for 2 weeks in Disney World. Now, mind you, at the time I was upset because I didn't get to go to 6th grade outdoor camp.
Oh,
And
that's a big deal, though.
it was a big deal.
We had
And
that.
my mom was like, but we have a cabin in the mountains, in Big Bear that the local mountains, and we would go to on weeks.
Mhm.
She's like, why are you upset? You do this anyway. And I was just so, because I was like, but they're going to come back with this whole
It's your
week of shared
friends.
experience.
Yeah,
And I'm going to
Mhm.
miss it. Like one more thing
I get
I'm
that.
being part of. But I
Yeah.
do remember my mom saying, someday you'll look back at this and realize that 2 weeks in Disney World being treated like an absolute princess was the better deal. And she
Mhm.
wasn't wrong.
Yeah.
She
We got
definitely
there.
was not
We got
wrong.
there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, but it was like we had so much fun, and we were just treated, like Disney royalty, and it was incredible. So that was the really fun one from Full House to film. And then, but one of my favorite episodes is Car Through the Kitchen. Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's such
Although
an
now
iconic
that we've
one.
been watching it over on How Rude Tanneritos, like there's several episodes where I'm like, oh, this one was good too. Oh, that was
Mhm.
kind of good. Yeah.
Mhm.
I was gonna ask how it's been revisiting these episodes on the podcast.
I mean, it's like such a blast from the past because we never watched the show. Andrea and I've never watched the show. So like I knew the pilot and I knew basic storylines and whatever, but
Mhm.
mostly from fans being like, do you remember that one time? And then when this happened and then that, and you're like,
You're
take
like,
your
You're
word
like,
for it.
maybe.
Sure. I wasn't in that
God.
scene. I have
Yeah.
no idea.
Mhm.
But anyway, watching the show for How Rude Tanneritos, the podcast, has been so much fun. I mean, it's like watching old home movies. It brings up certain things that you haven't thought about in like 30 years. Like, oh my gosh, I forgot about that person or that scene and this happened. And, it's been great to like take a little walk down,
Oh, I
down
bet.
memory lane.
And as a fan,
Mhm.
it's so fun to listen to you guys revisit them.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and it's I poke fun at him because how can you not? It's the mid '80s or early '90s. There's so much to just poke at and make fun of and tease
Uh-huh.
in a way of a very loving joke.
It's fun, yeah.
But it's like I
Yeah.
mean, we all are we all know it. But no, I love doing it with Andrea. Andrea and I have always been really close, and she and I we have so much fun together doing the show.
Aw.
Is there, because we obviously talk about 90s nostalgia from rewatching it, do you guys grab onto like really 90s fashion or things around the house that stand out when you're watching it today?
Oh God, I mean everything. Like the
Yeah.
fashion. We're currently in we've entered the early 90s, everything is 60s again vibe.
Okay.
Where
Mm.
bell bottoms made a comeback.
Yep.
Yep.
The like little like crochet like vest things and
Yep.
platforms. Yeah, we're in that moment right now. And also the early grunge of plaid and flannel.
Yes.
Mhm.
Steph definitely has a few pairs of combat boots.
Uh-huh.
We're working our way up. So yeah, like the 90s and then the early stuff is just what the running joke on the show on the podcast was I would always ask Andrea, I was like, was there a thing with Scotty dogs? Because every shirt or
Mhm.
set I had, no shit, was Scotty dog, like little Scottish terriers. And I was like, it was like all these, I was like, why?
Yeah,
Why
wait.
Scotties?
I don't know if
What
we'll
is
ever have an
happening?
answer.
Will we have
No,
an
there's no
answer?
answer. Apparently it was a thing. Children's clothing, late 80s,
That's
Scotty.
so
They're
funny.
cute, they're plaid. I don't know. But yeah, like stuff like that you notice where you're just like, what was happening?
What was going
Mhm.
Yeah. Candace's shoulder pads that are like, 3 feet
Oh,
wide.
God.
Oh,
Someone
God.
had to know the shoulder pads were a bit wild for everyone.
I mean, have you seen Dynasty? You know,
Yeah, true, true, true.
Mhm.
they were very, I think they were very leaning into it. Yeah.
That's true.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. It was one of those, oops, we didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of the clothes, we know you got to keep Mr. Bear, but did you
I
get to
did.
did you get to keep any clothes from the set?
No, I did. Well, actually, that might not be true. Somewhere in a box, somewhere, I might have like one of Steph's early outfits or a jacket.
Oh, there he is.
There he is.
He's here, Mr.
Oh,
Bear.
I was gonna ask if
This
you had him
is-
displayed somewhere.
Oh yeah. No, he sits right next to my desk. This is the OG. He's a little rumpled.
I was gonna say
Um,
great condition
No,
though.
he looks
he's-
really good.
Yeah, his he looks like he's slept in his clothes for about 30 years. But
Yeah.
but no, he's in good shape.
Aw.
Looks in really good
Yeah.
shape.
He sits here. There were a couple Mr. Bears. There was one that we used, I think, for an episode. We had to like chop Mr. Bear into pieces. The dog ripped it up or
Oh.
something. So yeah.
Mhm.
We had to get a new one.
Yeah, they had to get there was a stunt bear.
Sure.
And then there was like
Hilarious.
just a side bear in case anything should happen. But this was
This was the
what they call the hero bear. You know what I mean? The one that was in all of the action stuff.
stunt bear, a stunt
Yeah,
Mr.
yeah.
Bear.
Stunt bear, hero bear. Yeah.
He's got his
Had
own
a lot of
team.
incarnations.
Switching gears a little bit, just because you mentioned that we are also huge Disney nerds. Was it super exciting for you whenever you got to appear on the Mickey Mouse Club?
I only did, I think, 1 or 2 episodes because they would bring in like guest people. But oh my God, I had the best time on that show. Like,
Oh,
it was so much fun because they were all my age
Mhm.
and they were like, oh my God, it's Jodie Sweetin. And now I'm like, oh my God, like, it's the 90s, early
Yeah, you're
2000s
with Britney
pop.
Spears, Christina Aguilera.
yes.
Right. And it's funny,
Yes.
I'm still Nikki DeLoach, who was on the show. She was one of the she was a little bit more like I think 16 maybe. I think I was like
Mhm.
12. But she and I are still friends. She does a lot of Hallmark movies and she and I are a
fun.
lot of like politically active in a lot of stuff together. So like I've still stayed with that connection. I definitely fell in love with Ryan Gosling at the ripe old age of
Even
12
back then?
before anyone
Yeah.
knew.
Yeah.
And I have a picture, and he's smizing for all he's worth at like 13. Damn
He
it!
knew what he
He
was
just
doing.
really has. He's got
Yeah, he
something.
knew. He knew.
He
Um,
has something. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I had like a huge crush on him and was like heartbroken when I had to leave.
Oh, no.
Disney World. I was like, oh my God, but we're back to be together. Yeah. That's what a 12-year-old does. But yeah, that was really fun. And I got to do a lot of really fun Disney stuff. I did a thing at Disney Studios around the time of Aladdin, and they had this
Mm.
big parade, and they would have a celebrity there for 2 weeks that did the parade
Oh, cool.
that
Mm.
people would see. So I did that. They let me bring my cousins, like, and their family. I got to do Disney World for like 2 weeks, and it was amazing.
Oh, that
But
sounds like a
Oh,
blast.
I was a Disneyland girl. I grew up like 15 minutes away from Disneyland, so I was the like teen with the season pass that just hung out there on like Friday and Saturday nights and got into trouble.
Oh, yeah. We used to have annual passes. It was the best.
Yeah.
Great, your parents are just done. They're like, bye, and
Yeah.
hang out at Disneyland, watch fireworks and Tomorrowland Band and
Oh, it's the
you know,
best.
smoke pot
Yeah.
on People Mover.
Ugh.
Not that anyone ever did that, no. But I'm just
No.
saying,
Yeah,
No.
you could.
could have.
It's an
It
idea.
may or may not be the reason that they stopped having those teen nights.
Oh no. Oh, I'm
I was
sure.
just
Yeah,
thinking
they
they
just
need.
were
I
like,
want to have
this was a
teen nights.
bad idea. Yeah, just everyone acted.
And then on a personal note, we just have to say, like, as a fan of yours, watching you and your activism and everything you've done for the LGBTQ community and Black Lives Matter, it's just been really cool to see.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hmm.
Yeah, I been really busy with the work stuff, but I've gotten to do some really great activism stuff. I work a lot with Jane Fonda and the her committee for the First Amendment, and
Oh, cool.
done some real fun like comedy political sketches with her and like a group of the groundlings and 5 or 6 of us. So I'm like, I've gotten to work with Jane Fonda. It's
That's
amazing.
so cool.
And
I
she's
know.
so badass. God, she can still like she's amazing.
Hmm.
And funny. It's just so cool. But yeah, I do that. I'm on a couple advisory boards, and I'm just always trying to make the best use of my time and platform however I can,
Hmm.
And I've been very fortunate that work has been busy lately, so I haven't been in it as much, but that's always my rotation is like,
Sure.
okay, work for a little while, and then I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, go throw myself into some of that. And then,
Yeah.
you know,
Well, the world today is definitely needing people like you. So
what?
thank
I
you.
mean, I feel like we're a little bored,
No,
there's not
everything's
much to
fine.
What are you
do.
talking about?
So kind of just, yeah, sitting around twiddling our thumbs at all these
Hmm.
nonprofits.
Hmm.
But maybe, I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe things will get worse.
There you go. That's
That's
how.
the
What
spirit.
a
That's
great
the
place to
spirit.
That's
end
the
it. We're
spirit.
gonna
Yeah.
wrap it up on maybe things will get worse.
No, no,
That's
no.
it.
I
That's
was saying
it.
that living in a fictional land where nothing was wrong. Right. Yeah,
Yes.
no.
Yes.
I
Things will
know.
get worse, but they will also get better.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then maybe worse.
Yes.
And then good. And then different. And then weird. And
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
such is life.
It's a good cycle.
Pretty much.
And then we're dying to hear about Smoke Show because we have been talking about
Yes.
coming like
Yes.
every
Yes.
month and it just
Yes.
hasn't worked out for us to come. So one of these months we will be
We're gonna
there.
be
Yes, yes,
there.
yes. Oh
But
my gosh,
Yes.
please do. We are hold on, let me tell you our October show because we do have a date. And I
Okay.
last month I did press and my producer kept texting me, "You're saying the wrong
Oh
date.
no.
I kept saying the wrong
Hmm.
date." So I'm like, let me not do that. Oh, second. There we go. October 2nd.
Okay.
Oh, soon.
October
Okay.
2nd. Yeah,
Early
yeah. We were gonna
October.
try and do a September one, but then we did the August so late it was like can't.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, but Smoke Show with Sweeten, a comedy pageant. It is it's a wild ride, basically. We put 3 stand-up comedians through the most insane beauty pageant that you've ever seen, but really it's like RuPaul's Drag Race meets Watch What Happens Live meets Whose Line Is It Anyway? Like
It's
Mm,
like
there's
our dream
improv, there's
combo.
stupid, there's
honestly.
costume boxes, there's like there's the mystery talent box where our contestants pick what their talent is going to be out of the box right as they perform it. So yeah, it's really fun and wild and zany, and we crown our smoke show superstar with our much coveted meat stick bouquet.
Hmm.
Because we were like, well, what's weird and original? And we were like, let's do that. So yeah. Yeah, so
October
it is
2nd.
fun. It is myself and my 2 really good friends co-produce it with me, Gia and Sabrina Cognata. They're sisters, and yeah, we have so much fun. We write and create the show each month. Each show is different. We do different themes to kind of center our games and stuff around, of kind of a focus. But yeah, it's a great time. Literally anything is possible.
It looks so
It
fun.
looks, it
Yeah,
really
we have a
does.
really good time. We have a really good time. We did a couple festivals this year. We did Netflix is a Joke here in LA, and then we also did San Francisco Sketch Fest in
Oh,
January.
cool.
So
Oh,
yeah, so
cool.
it's great. We want to take it to some more festivals and possibly try and figure out how to start streaming it so that people in other places can see it, take it on
Yeah.
tour, stuff like that.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, we
Well,
can't wait.
October
We will
2nd,
be
we'd have to
there.
make it
Yes,
work this
October
time.
2nd. If you go to smokeshowwithsweeten.com, you can get tickets, and we put new dates up there and stuff all the time. So
And you have an Instagram for it too, right?
I do, yeah, at Smoke Show with Sweeten, not .com, at Smoke Show with Sweeten for Instagram, and I don't think we have a TikTok. I think it's just Instagram
Okay.
Okay.
right now, but yeah. I know we're
Awesome.
old. You want to know how we're millennials? We only have an Instagram.
We're only
Yeah,
on
that's
MySpace.
enough.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's just me and Tom. Right.
Which is coming
only
back,
two
I
left.
just saw.
Yeah, it is.
I wish I only had 8 people to deal with.
I
In my,
know.
you know what
Remember
I
when
mean?
that was our biggest drama, choosing your top
The
8?
top
Choosing your
8.
top 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
a
then they
big deal.
extended it at one point. You could do a top 16. It
I
kept
remember
getting
that.
more and more. It
Right,
was
right.
not good
Yeah.
for the social circles. Everyone
No.
got upset.
And I'm really glad that they self-corrected that and then it got better. 'Cause yeah, it's so
Yeah.
good.
Like we need another platform.
Yeah. No, I want to go back to like pigeons carrying messages or something.
I
I'm
know.
just so over
Oh, it'd be so
It's so
ideal.
over all of
overwhelming.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very
Although I say
overwhelming.
that, and then it'll be like that movie with the trad wife. She's like, "Oh, I want to just live a trad wife," and then they're like, "You want to slop and pig shit all day?"
Yeah.
Maybe not that part of it, but
A compromise.
3 text messages.
mix.
I'll take
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for
Oh
taking
my
your
gosh,
time
thank
and
you
doing
so much, you
this.
guys. This has been so much fun, and I don't even think I said anything that you'll have to edit out.
Hey,
No,
amazing.
I think we're good.
Makes your job easy.
I think we were good.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Look at us.
Perfect. Thank so much.
Thank
Okay,
you.
nice to
Bye.
meet you.